because the theme here in Toronto will be cultivating your mental garden. I'll be dealing with cultivating the spirit of creativity, cultivating the birth of creativity. Ricky Beebe will be with me, and she'll be providing a soundtrack of unfoldment of your soul. Powerful chanting, powerful music. We're going to create such enthusiasm, such power, such potency, that the vision that's within you, which is your destiny, will be in the right condition for its unfoldment. I want to see you there. It's Friday. It's June the 4th. It's already on your soul's calendar. Put it on your physical calendar. Let's meet. Let's have a great time. I'll see you then. Peace and riches blessings.
Please welcome Helen Below with the announcements.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, and good morning to everyone online as well. So, I am the announcement lady today since Tanis Burnett and Pierre are away on holiday. And I'm going to start with our love poster. We're still taking donations. We're moving on up in the donations, and let us get to that $6,000. So, $10, $5, $20, $100, $1,000, whatever you want to donate to that painting, we will gladly accept it. And 30% comes back to the center. And we're also supporting our athletes for the Pan Am Games. And the Mindful Men's Treehouse Group is meeting this Thursday from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. with Reverend Jonathan. So come and all you guys can come to that one. All you women can join me next Monday at 7 o'clock for the Women's Intention Circle. And next week, May 3rd, Sunday, May 3rd, is our spring cleaning day. Now, this area looks very nice and clean, but we have some hidden areas that aren't so clean. So we need some help cleaning that out, and we're also going to spruce up the front of the building and give it a little paint job. So please come and join us for that. Yes, Carmen? Oh, yeah, tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you. Good thing. I knew that. I knew that. Isn't that next week? Thank you, Carmen. Yes, this Monday. This Monday, I will be here tomorrow at 7 p.m. And let's see, what else do we have here? We have our board meeting today at 1 p.m. You're welcome to stay and observe the board meeting and take a look at our financials. So you're welcome to stay for that. And we still have 2 classes going on. Spiritual Fitness with me on Wednesday evenings at 7 p.m. It's preceded by meditation at 6:15. And you can drop in for Spiritual Fitness, and it's $15 for a drop-in. And then also Emerson Online with Reverend Jonathan. I don't know if any of you here are taking the Emerson Online. It is fantastic. If you really want to know these teachings and the roots of these teachings, join him online, and you can audit the class full on because all the recordings are on the website. Now, also, a couple more announcements. I'll be really quick here. We have our Canadian New Thought Conference. Yes, yes. Woo! And we have day passes on sale. We have full conference passes on sale. And we are also going to put the evening sessions on sale. So say you can't make it for a day, but you want to come and see Michael Beckwith or Joan Borisenko or Rick Tamlin and James Mellon on the Saturday night. You can come for that evening as well. So please go to our website, torontonewthought.com. As well, please be active on Facebook. Facebook is exploding, and it's, partly thanks to all of you for inviting your friends, and I've been on some of you about that. Invite all your friends, as well as liking and sharing the posts on your own timeline, and then be really narcissistic and like it yourself on your own timeline. Because of the algorithms, it goes out to even more people. Twitter is also ablaze, so the word's getting out there, and it's going to be an amazing conference. We're going over the lineup of musicians, the speakers, the workshop presenters, and it's like we have a fantastic product. It is a brilliant, brilliant conference. So, what a great thing to really be immersed in these teachings, to really uncover and discover that you have this incredible power within you to create your life in the most beautiful, magnificent way. And the conference is going to ignite it and highlight that just how powerful we all are. So please get your tickets and invite your friends. Invite your friends and tell your friends about the conference. All right, one last thing. We have a lovely woman who is going to offer yoga at the center. Nice. Yay! And she's going to be offering yoga on Sundays after service and some Saturdays. It's donation to the center. And I'm going to invite Jelaine Brent up to talk about the yoga.
Really quickly, because I know Jonathan wants to get going. So I was introduced to this very gentle hatha yoga about 3 years ago. I had been thinking about becoming a teacher, and I thought, I cannot bend myself in those impossible ways. And what I really liked about this yoga is that it's a very gentle hatha yoga. It is very meditative in its approach, and it just blends so beautifully with what we do here. The emphasis is on an inward journey. It is focusing on the integration of the mind, body, and spirit. And we use the breath, we use grounding, and we use the release of the spine as the tools to gain a greater sense of who we are. So I would like to offer this on 2 Sundays after service in May and 2 Sundays in June. Now, the yoga that I'll offer after service is a chair yoga. So there are many, many things that we can do in a chair, because lots of our lives are spent in chairs in spaces that are quite confined, in an office, or for some people that have mobility issues as well. So I'd like to offer that on Sundays after service. And then for those of you who would be interested in a mat class, I'd be happy to do that on Saturday mornings. Again, 2 Saturdays in May and 2 Saturdays in June at 10 o'clock. And again, very simple poses. Be comfortable, be relaxed. If you have a mat, bring it. If you don't, bring a towel. And we'll just have some fun, okay? I've made a sign-up sheet that I'll just leave at the front desk. At the front desk, at the books in the bookstore for afterwards. So thank you for this opportunity. I hope to see all of you there. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, please join me in welcoming up to the front here our beautiful, inspiring, delightful, wonderful Jonathan Zenz.
Thank you, Helen. Good morning. How is everyone feeling this morning? Great. I'm grateful for that. I'm feeling wonderful as well. I want to lead off today with something, and I actually didn't prepare the band for this. We're not going to jump right into the very first song yet. One of the things that sometimes happens for me is I get so excited about the talks that I'm giving on Sunday that I forget about things that are happening in the world because all I want to do is come here and inspire. But there's something that is major that happened in the world this week in Nepal. And I'm not sure that I'm there yet with wrapping my own mind around it, around that type of event in our world. But one of the things that you may not know is we have somebody who has a very close relationship with Nepal and Mount Everest, who has visited Mount Everest and is thinking, actually, if you don't mind me saying, she has told me that she's thinking about going to Nepal in light of the earthquake there. She is a practitioner student, is taking her exam actually this Tuesday. The whole exam thing I can tell you if you're really interested. Is taking her written exam this Tuesday, but I've invited her, because of her connection, to offer a prayer this morning for Nepal. So I'm going to invite Linda Visosky to the microphone.
Thank you, Jonathan. Nepal holds a big part of my heart, and for 25 years I've been trekking to the Himalayas and building schools and hospitals with the Sir Edmund Hillary Foundation. And these people are very gentle, loving people. And through the support of the foundation, we've built, as I say, many schools and hospitals. And I was wondering what my next step was for the last few days, and I said to Lena last night, I wonder what's happening next. I get a call at 9 o'clock this morning, Linda, would you come to Nepal? And working the hospitals in the Khumbu area. So it's a calling for me, and it's all about divine timing, isn't it, in life? So I'd like you to join me in prayer for these beautiful people in Nepal. And let's take a moment of prayer for them, with them. So let's take a few deep breaths together. And as I relax into this moment, I trust and I know there's a beautiful spirit, a creative intelligence working in and through us all at all times. And I know that I am a part of that spirit, part of that divine intelligence. And I trust and I know, as we see the events in Nepal unfold, there is a goodness to this. There is an essence of life ending and rebuilding, and there's a presence of the divine through each and every person. For I trust and I know that there is a power for good in the universe, and I suggest that each of us opens our hearts today to these loving people, knowing that all is well, that everything is unfolding perfectly, with an open heart, with faith, trust, and confidence. There is a new life unfolding, and I trust and I know that this intelligence is throughout each and every person there. So as I send love and light, courage, faith to these people, I know that everything is evolving perfectly. And I declare in this moment with gratitude that these people are growing and being taken to a better place, knowing the truth that they are part of the divine. And they're courageous, they're strong. And as we send our loving light to these people, these next weeks and months ahead will unfold perfectly for them. They'll see the light, the divine openness of spirit, with faith and trust that better days are ahead. So with deep gratitude, I release these words to the law, and I trust and I know that this divine presence is in and through each person here today as we send loving light to Nepal. So with an open, grateful heart, I release these words. And please join me in saying, and so it is now.
Thank you, Linda. One of the things that appeals to me about this particular philosophy is the fact that we incorporate spirituality into our lives in a practical way. And that is a practical thing that we can do. This is action we can take in our lives. To know the truth so deeply that it resonates at the level of our heart, which is what prayer, which is what spiritual mind treatment is meant to do. To embody the truth at the level of our heart is what fixes the world, is what changes the world. And so we can know a higher truth, and we can understand that our consciousness here helps heal the entire world. That's the truth. So we come here as a spiritual community. Is everybody doing all right? All right. Everybody is doing all right. Everybody smile and release and let go. Because we are here on purpose and with purpose to understand and know one thing and one thing only, and that is we are the divine place where God is expressing itself thoroughly, purposefully, right here, right now. We do this in many, many ways. One of the ways that we do it is through song. So let's sing. What do you say? There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you gotta let it go. Let it all go. And this is what you've got to say. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yes, I'm free in the Spirit. Yes, I am only here for God. All right. Woo! Well, that got the blood pumping, didn't it? Indeed it did. Oh, I put this on my lectern because I wanted to remind everybody, or let everybody know, we did get May's issue of Science of Mind magazine, and it is in the bookstore now, so if you'd like to pick one up, please do that today. It's a great, great magazine. It has great daily guides for living. There we are. All right, so we come here every single week to work it out. And we can work it out, can't we? Yes, we can. Oh, see how that goes? Something's happening to me right now in this moment, and it's happening right in front of all of you. I can't really put words to it yet. But maybe while I'm considering it, something will work itself out through me as I listen to the inspired words of our practitioner of the day today, who is a gentle, loving soul who came into my life, 7 years ago, maybe? 2009, so 6 years ago. I was a ministerial student. I had just started my ministerial studies at that time, actually. And I was working at the NoHo Art Center for New Thought with James Mellon, and he was offering his mental muscle program online. And there were these people that were from Canada that found out about mental muscle, and all of a sudden they were doing mental muscle online, and we got to know them very well, and I'm so grateful for their commitment in their own lives to the teachings. And since I moved here, I already had some connections. They have joyfully brought their consciousness to this space, and our practitioners are becoming licensed practitioners this summer. One of them is Fred Ouimet. But here to offer his words of wisdom, please welcome to the lectern Michel Do.
Good morning and welcome, everyone online, everyone here this morning. I just want to stay in this lovely atmosphere right now, but I have words of wisdom to share with you all. Let's refresh. I've been doing that a lot this week. You know the button on the computer where you go, So let's refresh. Let's take a conscious breath. I look at yous and I see a lovely garden of light and love and peace and joy and faith and creativity. And it really takes me in to the one place, which is love. And I'm grateful to all of you for that. FYI for anybody, if you want to meet with a practitioner, I would say do it now. A practitioner intern. We are plugged in. We are tapped in. You could say we are wearing the Christ right about now. We've been basking in this philosophy. And I'm speaking for every practitioner intern. We are here. And like Linda says, what's next? And we're open to it. And it's happening now. I've been studying this philosophy for 5 years now, and over the past 5 years, I've been asked many questions from family and friends, especially from where I'm from, Temagami, Timmins, Sudbury. A lot of people are not familiar with this philosophy. And I'm happy to say that I've been able to answer every question because I go to the truth. And I go to principle. And that's how I'm able to answer all these questions. But lately, people have been asking me, what do you mean by cultivating your mental garden? We've been sharing a lot of these things on Facebook, these videos, and we've been sharing it a lot. So everybody's been coming up to me and saying, what do you mean by cultivating your mental garden? And I really had to sit in that for a minute or two. But it really, truly is anything that my father hasn't planted or thought of, I uproot right now. Right now. And what I've come to realize, it is exactly what I've been doing for the past 8 years. From the beginning of this journey, I've been cultivating my mental garden. I am restructuring, renewing, restoring my mental garden, uprooting, weeding old beliefs, old fears, old doubts, and I am reseeding new seeds, sowing new seeds, conscious seeds, thoughts of truth, love, peace, joy, faith, all good seeds. To renew myself anew. I am transformed by the renewing of my mind. My life is a reflection of my mental garden. It's no different than caring for a garden, is it, Helen? It's no different than caring for a garden. Cultivate the soil, plant the seeds, give it love and attention, be grateful, weed, and allow nature to do what she does beautifully and naturally. I made an elegant choice 5 years ago when I decided to cultivate my mental garden. And like a garden, once it is in order, in full bloom, there isn't as much work required, but to enjoy the bloom, the beauty, the joy, and yes, the freedom. I am forever grateful for this community, because I would not be standing here if this center wasn't here. I did everything online, and through your tithing, your gifts, I've been able to show up here today. I thank you, I thank Jonathan, and I'm forever grateful. And my affirmation for today, I will say it once, and I'll invite you to repeat it with me twice. I am transformed by the renewing of my mind. Say it with me. I am transformed by the renewing of my mind. Once again. I am transformed by the renewing of my mind. Thank you. Namaste.
Oh, don't go so far. I want everybody to take their hands and put them right here. Not on me, but on your stuff. Sometimes you have to be clear. Take a breath. Allow yourself to go to that place of pure receptivity. And let's one more time say this affirmation together. I am transformed by the renewing of my mind.
Rolling river God, little stones are smooth. Only once the water passes through. Now I am a stone, rough and grainy still, trying to reconcile this river's chill. But when I close my eyes and feel you rushing by, I know that time brings change, and change takes time. But when the sunset comes, my prayer will be just one, that you might pick me up and notice that I am just a little smoother in your hand. And so, I invite you to simply be in this place of pure receptivity as we enjoy the words that flow through Michelle in this moment as spiritual mind treatment.
There is one source, one power behind everyone and everything. There is one mind, and every time we think or speak, we are using it. I call it life. I call it spirit. I call it good. Those are the seeds. Those are my life. This life is our life now. In all, through all, above all, below all, in all, as all. This is who and what we are. The universe is perfect. The atmosphere right here, right now, is perfect. The situations are perfect. And the law is perfect. In this natural place, this natural goodness, in this garden of life, this is where we create masterpieces. This is where we write symphonies. This is where we can heal. This is where we can help. Where there is no way, God makes a way. This is where we are now, right here, in creation, expanding. In this truth, I refresh. I am fresh. In this truth, I am freed automatically. I can sit and relax and observe and listen and pay attention. I am guarded, guided, and directed here forever and ever. I fill with all of you right here, right now, in gratitude, in love. I release these words to the law of mind, knowing it has no choice but to make it so. Every seed, every thought, every prayer, every word, I release it now. I release it now. And together we say, Namaste.
But when I close my eyes and feel you rushing by, I know that time brings change, and change takes time. But when the sunset comes, my prayer will be just one, that you might pick me up and notice that I am just a little smoother in your hand. sometimes raging wild, sometimes swollen high. Never have I known this river dry. The deepest part of you is where I long to be. And I know that I, right now, am free. Rolling river God, little stones are smooth. Only once the water passes through. Thank you, Michelle. I am so grateful to have this community to help be a reflection for me in my life and remind me of the grandness and the greatness of life. I'm also grateful to a group of musicians who come and serve every single week in such a deep capacity. And I'm also grateful for music directors who can take a break. Tanis and Pierre are on vacation this week, a much-deserved vacation in Arizona and Utah and Nevada, and traveling around, having a wonderful time. I've seen some of the pictures online. It looks absolutely stunning. Here in their stead, we have prepared some beautiful music today, and leading our featured song of the day, we welcome Aaron Hughes and the Queen Street Band.
Look at you all, see the love there that's sleeping. Well, my guitar gently weeps. I look at the floor and I see it needs sweeping. Well, my guitar gently weeps. I don't know why nobody told you how to unfold your love. I don't know how they bought and sold you. Sold you. I look at the world and I notice it's turning. Well, my guitar gently weeps. With
Thank you guys so much for that brilliant, brilliant gift. So you're seeing perhaps a musical theme in some capacity today, which is actually what inspired my talk title, which will have absolutely nothing to do with the Beatles. But it is actually because at the beginning of the week, earlier in the week, we were talking about, what are we going to do for music? And, Tanis and Pierre are gone. And so I know that these guys love to do the Beatles, and so they'll do it at any drop of a hat, right? Yes. And so we were putting together the song lists, and I just thought to myself, well, the Beatles, the Fab Four. The Fab Four. Well, that's what I'll just call my talk this week. And so I bring it into Helen on Thursday when we shoot the video that you see on Friday. And we had a little joke in there. I said, the title of my talk is The Fab Four. And she asked, are you talking about the Beatles? And I said, you'll have to wait until Sunday to find out. And here you go. I'm not talking about the Beatles. But I am talking about a particular Fab Four, and it will all be made clear by the end of my talk. I'm going to start off with this question. This is actually a question that is written in the Science of Mind book by Dr. Ernest Holmes, and he writes this. Will a pint dipper ever hold more than a pint? Will a pint dipper ever hold more than a pint? Think about that. Will a pint dipper ever hold more than a pint? And what does this mean at the metaphysical level? What does this mean? What kind of metaphor is this in terms of the metaphysical teaching around that very concept? Will a pint dipper ever hold more than a pint? And he wrote this question in relationship to a story that he recounts in the book. Well, not recounts, he actually made it up. I don't think he was recounting a story, although he might have been. But he tells this story in the book. The Science of Mind has this story about four men that are experiencing life at a certain level of experience. One of them makes $15 a week. That's man A in the book. Man B in the book makes $50 a week. Man C makes $75 a week. Man D makes $100 a week. 15, 50, 75, and 100. There's the Fab Four. It gives you a sense of time as to when the book was written, too, because I think $100 a week was meant to be a very large amount. These four men want to experience something different in their lives, so they all come to a practitioner. They all come for mental treatment, and what they are looking for, they come to the practitioner and they say, they are looking to obtain more fulfilling employment. More fulfilling employment is what they ask for, and so the practitioner does treatment for exactly what is asked. They treat for more fulfilling employment. So there's the practitioner, recognizing and knowing that there is a power for good in this universe. It is the very creative nature of this universe, and it is who and what each and every one of us is. And so what this practitioner knows in that moment is that right there, each one of these men is divinely active, occupied, fulfilled, and compensated. This is the truth. And for this, we are eternally grateful. We give over to this, release this word to law, know it is so, and so it is. There's a treatment, right? Because there is no doubt in the efficacy of the treatment, it is an effective treatment. The men accept it, and each finds a brand new, fulfilling position. And in that brand new, fulfilling position, Gentleman A makes $15 a week, Gentleman B makes $50 a week, Gentleman C makes $75 a week, and Gentleman D makes $100 a week. Now, when I started off talking about how much these gentlemen made, and then I said they were going to a practitioner looking for more fulfilling employment, what did that translate to in your mind? Perhaps more money. No, well, that's good. But that's what they perhaps were going to. Will the pint dipper ever hold more than a pint? The law of cause and effect, that's good. The law of cause and effect. The law of cause and effect is exacting. It is exacting. We can only have what we can take. Ernest Holmes puts what we can take in all capital letters in the book. We can only have what we can take. It is not uncommon for us, and think about this in your own lives, it is not uncommon for us to think we want something, but the underlying desire is what really needs addressing. That is, we mistake one thing for another all the time. So here I am gentleman A. I am coming to a practitioner. I make $15 a week, and I ask the practitioner for more fulfilling employment, assuming that more fulfilling employment is going to bring me more money in my own mind. But have I told the practitioner that? Not necessarily. And my pint dipper is at $15 a week. And so when I receive more fulfilling employment, the quality of my employment is better, I may still only be making $15 a week because I did not address what I was looking to address, which is my experience of abundance, which is completely separate from my creative expression. So how many of us are going through life, going to practitioners, asking for something, or even going to spiritual mind treatment ourselves because we are all practitioners ourselves? We practice this philosophy. We are practitioners of it, whether we are licensed or not. We go into spiritual mind treatment. We go into that prayer. We require of the law a certain idea, but that idea is a mistaken understanding of what we're really asking for. Happens all the time. I require more money, so I will do treatment for a different job. Two things are completely independent of each other. They have nothing to do with each other. Now, we've been taught to believe that they do. We have been taught that through hard work, we achieve more money. We have been taught that getting the right job, we achieve more money. It's a very common idea that is very prevalent in our society, in our culture. What I'm here today to say is do not be afraid to lay claim to what you really require and be specific about it. Specificity is what today is all about. Be specific about what you want. Did I say Pacific? Be specific about what you require in your life. Ernest Holmes writes this: a person, he actually wrote a man, but I changed it to a person. A person does not suddenly become affluent because he sits around and thinks, I am a multimillionaire. When he thinks affluently, he does begin to demonstrate prosperity. A person does not suddenly become affluent because he sits around and thinks, I am a multimillionaire. But when he thinks affluently, he does begin to demonstrate prosperity. If you are looking to expand your bottom line, expand the conscious idea around it. It is not enough to sit there and decide, I am a multimillionaire. No matter how many times you claim it out loud, using the words, if you do not embody the idea to the heart level, you will never experience it. We actually have the capacity to experience the infinite deeply. Not just a pint, a gallon, or more. Many of us are limiting ourselves to that pint. Matter and spirit are the same thing. Everything we experience in the world of form is simply spirit demonstrated as form. There is no difference. We cannot afford to think of matter and spirit as being different or being at odds. Leave behind any old ideas. I'm inviting you today to let go of any old ideas that the material world is one thing and prayer is another. They are not. They are the same thing. So I would like you to, for a moment, think for yourself. Bring to mind something in your life that seems not spiritual. What do you consider to be not spiritual? Think about it. What is it in your life that you consider to be not spiritual? And now, recognizing that thing, whatever it is, step back from it for a moment and allow yourself to recognize where that idea was implanted. Where did that idea come from? Where did you learn that idea? Can you pinpoint it? Can you approximate it? Even if you can just approximate it, where did the idea come from? And at what point did you decide to believe that that idea was valid? Because the decision in the validity of that idea is the degree to which you will experience the idea. For a lot of people, this is money. A lot of people separate money from God. They are not different things. Money is God in action. And it is something that is quantifiable, yes. We can look at money. I can look at, it's funny, I have a loonies and a toonie in here. So funny, I don't usually keep money in my lectern. It just happens to be there today. Clearly, Spirit knew something. Starbucks! We can look at this and say, well, this is something physical. I can feel it. It's in my hand. I have $4 in my hand. That is quantifiable. Is this representative of the infinite nature of spirit? Absolutely it is. And the degree to which we think that $4 is not enough is the degree to which $4 will not be enough. But that's an idea in mind that we might have been taught at some point. So when did we decide that that idea was valid? When we accept the idea, when we accept the understanding that everything, 100%, everything is spiritual, then we begin to see life for what it really is. We begin to experience and understand equality at a deeper level. All matter is spirit. All matter is spirit. That's why, it's my famous wall. This is spirit at the level of expression, at a level of expression. All matter is spirit. And it is all balanced on the fulcrum of our thought and belief. We are constantly playing a game of balance. The more we deepen our belief, our thoughts follow that idea, and the greater experience we have. If we have limited beliefs, our thoughts follow those limited beliefs, and we have a limited experience. So what do you want today? Do you want to experience something more? Or do you want to allow yourself to remain limited to an idea that may not be working for you anymore? Now, this is not to say that there are not ideas that are working perfectly for you. I have a lot of ideas that are working perfectly for me, and yet I still get caught in the trap of having to step back and go, oh my gosh, look at this thing that's happening in my life. Look at the limitation that I'm experiencing in my life. What is it that allowed that to be? And now I step back and go, I am so much more than that because I am the unlimited expression of the divine creative source that is unstoppable. And the only thing that has limited my experience of this thing here is me. That's it. Nothing else. It's all a balance. It's all a balance. We cannot any longer afford to perceive any other person as an other. When we no longer perceive anyone as an other, the quality of our relationships increases. Think about that. When we no longer perceive anyone as an other, the quality of our relationships across the board increases. Because I look at Michel and I understand and know that he is not an other, he is part of me. We are born of the same creative source. There is no difference between him and me. There is only the use we make of the universal mind, and that is the glorious expression of us as unique, individualized expressions of the divine. And so I look at Michel and I know that there is no difference, and so my relationship with Michel becomes deeper and more fulfilling and more profound. And this is the truth of every single person I encounter. Not every morning. Many mornings I walk to the Broadview station and catch streetcars there, and because I live up on Broadview near Mortimer. And I go to the station, and inevitably I walk past people that are perhaps not with homes right now. Whether that's their choice or not, I won't claim to know, but I experience people who are without homes. And the degree to which I see them as an other now limits my capacity to be in relationship with them in a way that supports whatever it is they want in their lives. They may want to experience life without a home. Who am I to judge? Think about that. How many times do we look upon people and perhaps think that they are something other? When we no longer perceive lack as a possibility, when we no longer perceive lack as a possibility in our lives, for we live immersed in the very stuff of spirit. Remember, matter is spirit. We're immersed in it. We cannot escape it. This is spirit. This is spirit. This is spirit. When we no longer perceive lack as a possibility, for we live immersed in the very stuff of spirit, our experience of wealth increases. Because we allow ourselves to go to that place of understanding that we have whatever we can take. I'm not saying go out and rob a bank. That's not what we mean by taking. But when we increase and expand our awareness of the infinite nature of the divine, and it is who and what we are and how we are expressing, then our experience of wealth increases. When we no longer perceive disease as a reality, that's a hard one for some people. When we no longer perceive disease as a reality, we recognize it only as a circumstance. We allow only a divine idea of health to express. That is, the spiritual body reflects itself as the physical body because it's all one thing. When we step back from the idea that disease is anything other than a circumstance, then when we no longer perceive it, it dissipates. It cannot exist. If we hold on to it as an idea that is a possibility, we create the circumstances under which it can be. When we no longer perceive limitation in anything we do, we move to deeper fulfillment of our creative expression. We are no longer limited. Infinite creative expression is available to each and every one of us. And it is only capped by the decision that we can only hold a pint. These ideas, not the gentleman that I talked about before, these ideas are the Fab Four. Relationships, health, wealth, creative expression. These are the only 4 areas. This is it. The only 4 areas, and this is a little bit of a thing for my practitioner students too. Just to be clear, I still teach from up here sometimes. These, always, these are the only 4 areas that really ever need addressing in our mental work. All perceived limitations in life can be traced back to a belief in limitation in one or more of these areas. All perceived limitations in life can be traced back to a belief in limitation in one or more of these areas. Now, if any one of these areas is something that speaks to you as an area that needs addressing in your life, be it health, wealth, creative expression, or relationship, address it. Do the mental work that is required to address it. Because here's one of the things that I have experienced. And I experienced it this week. Wow, all of a sudden I'm feeling emotional around this. I allowed myself to go to a very deep place of fear this week. I had a reaction based on this fear. I, in the world of form, took steps to address the fear I was feeling, but I had not yet done, here's the trick, I had not yet truly done the spiritual work that I needed to do to actually address what needed to be addressed. This fear was around money. It's kind of why I started off today talking about money. This fear was around money. So what happened as a result? I did things in the world of form to try and fix the fear that I was feeling around the money. But I didn't address it at the spiritual level, and lo and behold, the next day, my body reacted. Helen and I were doing our video, and I went to pick up a tripod, literally nothing more than this. And that was the moment that I felt it. You ever have that experience where all of a sudden it just goes, and your lower back just all of a sudden spasms, and it's excruciating in the experience of pain in that moment. And I felt it, and I stopped, and I thought, well, isn't that interesting? This is completely related to the experience I've had, and I've not addressed it properly. I have not addressed it from the level of spirit, to have a deep spiritual understanding and commitment to my knowledge at the intellectual level that God is the only source and substance of my supply. And so now I'm having a experience in the physical world that's related to health. You see, any place where you are off balance, health, wealth, creative expression, relationship, health, wealth, creative expression, relationship, any place where you might feel an imbalance, it is going to affect every other thing. Imagine you have a table. It's 4 legs. It's got 4 legs, right? Any place where one of those legs is shorter puts the entire table out of balance. So the Fab Four are the things to be addressed. Those are the things to be addressed. It is up to each and every one of us to maintain a balance of these 4 things. What is your desire today? What do you require today? Spiritual mind treatment, effective prayer is something that addresses specifically the new idea which we are choosing to embody, and it does so from the spiritual standpoint only, because the material follows the spiritual. So it is up to us to change our mind, and therefore the stuff changes. And so I can tell you, after also going to see a chiropractor, and having an adjustment to put everything, interestingly enough, back in alignment. There's the metaphor. I am moving around perfectly well today. This similar experience happened to me last year. I'm not going to go back and try and figure out what that was all about then, but it took me longer to get to the point of actually going and asking for help from somebody who knew what they were doing. And so I walked around in pain for a good week after that moment of, So that's also the lesson. Get thee to someone, get thee to a practitioner, but get yourself to somebody who can help you when you need help, and don't be afraid to ask for it. Don't tough it out. Helen will tell you, I was trying to tough it out for a couple hours until I finally said, okay, I'm on my way to the chiropractor now. Try and tough it out. There are people who can help you. An effective treatment or prayer is one that addresses specifically the new idea, not a misplaced understanding of what is required. This effective treatment fully accepts the new idea. It leaves no room for doubt. And this effective treatment impels us to action. It impels us to action. That's the move your feet part of treatment. See, I had it backwards a little bit this week, and I should know better. I'm the minister after all. I've studied this stuff. I was trying to do the move my feet part before I had addressed the spiritual part. And so everything went awry. So I am teaching today from my personal experience of excruciating pain. Ultimately, we find the balance in these Fab Four: relationships, health, wealth, creative expression. The ultimate result of a mind set on the quality of life is the experience of a quality life. Namaste. I'm going to invite you to take whatever it is you're offering the center today in terms of a financial contribution, an investment in your spiritual nourishment, your tithe, whatever you choose to call it, and allow yourself to step into the recognition of exactly what it is, which is a spiritual experience. And as we give, so we receive. That is the truth. It is all part of a cohesive and unified whole. And any place where we withhold, is the place where we are withholding on the other side. If we are withholding in the giving, we are withholding in the receiving. It's always in balance. Get that? One of the things we have a board meeting today, so I will clarify this with the board, but I am going to bring up with the board today that we take 10% of whatever we collect today and donate it to some place where we can help the people of Nepal. So I will present that as for a motion of the board, since I have not cleared that, because they're all looking at me like, really? I imagine they'll probably all say yes. But we'll do it in an official capacity. So with that in mind, I invite you to give of your hearts, and as the baskets go around, we're going to sing which song?
Thank you for this day.
Thank you for this day. I love this. This is one of our newer ones that we've brought to the experience. So I invite you to simply allow yourself to be in the groove of this. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
Thank you for this day.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing day. This healing day. Take it down a little bit. Healing. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My magnificent friends. My magnificent friends. All right. Now I'm going to ask you, what is it that you have gratitude around today? What do you want to say thank you for? Anyone? Michelle? Love? All right, here we go. Thank you for this love, Spirit. Thank you for this love. Thank you for this love, Spirit. Thank you for this love. This creative love. This creative love. That was a good one. Jackie, what are you thankful for? This sunny day? All right. Let me see, I've got to work out the syllables. Thank you for the sun, Spirit. Thank you for the sun. Thank you for the sun, Spirit. Thank you for the sun. The warming sun. I didn't give them a very good cutoff. That was my fault. Sorry, guys. I'm going to invite Michelle to do a blessing over our offering.
Thank you. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this moment, Spirit. And I trust and I know that these tidings, gifts, spiritual commitments have been given in love. Therefore, they are received tenfold. They are received in the community, received in the city, received in the world as love, with good intention, with light, with love, with peace, with healing, with comforting, with sun, with warmth, with good intention. With this good intention comes freedom, comes happiness, comes joy, comes community, comes unity, comes harmony. And with a grateful heart for everyone gathered here and everywhere, I fill and fill more and more, so I can give more and receive more, all in goodness. I release these words to the law knowing they are done. I let them go now, and together we say,
And so it is. Thank you, Michelle. I want to offer my gratitude to everyone who made today the experience that it is. I want to first of all thank every single one of you for making your presence known here. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to ask if anybody's here for the very first time. Is there anyone who's joining us for the first time? Welcome. It's great. I'm grateful to have you here, and it's great that you brought your consciousness to share in this experience with us. Was there anybody? No, you're all familiar faces. Well, take a breath and allow ourselves to go to that place of gratitude. I'm grateful to Linda and Fred, our board members on duty today. Thank you for your service. I'm grateful to Lori, who set up today. Grateful to the Judys, Judy S. and Judy P., as our greeters today. Grateful to Marg in the bookstore. Oh, just an issue. We're having a little bit of internet connectivity today problem. We're having some problems with the internet. If you are looking to purchase something in the bookstore, we have to take a hard imprint of your card, and we cannot take debit today. So just so you're aware, when you're buying your Science of Mind magazine, we'll have it all resolved. Maybe even by the time I finish singing. But I'm grateful to Marg in the bookstore. I'm grateful to Carrie on our soundboard. I'm grateful to Tony on our camera and our webcast. Grateful to Mahala out with our dynamic kids. I'm grateful to Carmen for her meditation this morning, and I am grateful to Michelle for your brilliant wisdom, insight, and inspiration. Thank you. All right, I'm going to do something that I've been wanting to do for a while, but I'm going to start a new thing with our service next week. The board's like, uh-oh. What is he about to announce? One of the things that I've experienced in watching other services, and particularly where my center where I have come from, is that they are now doing a thing where if there's anything that's happening in your life, you are welcome to write it out in a request form and hand it in to our practitioner of the day. And during the service, we will do a treatment over all of the requests. So I'm going to start doing that next week. So as you come in, I'll have a form that we'll be giving out to people, and you're welcome to write out whatever it is that you would like healing around. And I will ensure that the proper work is done in mind to support that healing. And I'm going to allow this entire song to simply be the closing treatment.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Thank you. I realized as I was doing that, I failed to say thank you to Aaron Hughes and the entire Queen Street Band. So thank you. And they're going to leave us on a high note today with All You Need Is Love. Have a great week, everyone.
Nothing you can do that can't be done. Nothing you can sing that can't be sung. Nothing you can say, but you can learn how to play the game. It's easy. Nothing you can make that can't be made. No one you can save that can't be saved. Nothing you can do, but you can learn how to be you in time. It's easy. Is all you need. Nothing you can know that isn't known. Nothing you can see that isn't shown. Nowhere you can be that isn't where you're meant to be. It's easy. All you need is love. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love. Love is all you need. All you need is love. Everybody. All you need is love. All you need is love. Love is all you need. Love is all you need.
Love is all.
Love is all you need.
Love is all.
Love is all you need.
Love is all.
Love is all you need.
Love is all.